Hello, welcome to another Wizard Wants a YGO video. In this video, we're going to be going over some Dragon Link combos you can perform utilizing the deck list that I posted last week. For this first combo, all you need is Chaos Space and a discard for it. In this case, I'm using Effect Veiler. And then these three Ash Blossom in hand are going to be like our blank, rest of our 5-card hand. So how you go into the combo? You go Chaos Space, discard for cost, add the Black Dragon Clap Serpent. You're going to summon the Clap Serpent by banishing the Veiler. And then you're going to link one into Striker Dragon. You're going to go Striker Dragon Chainlink 1, Black Chainlink 2. You're going to add the White Dragon Wyver Burster and the Boot Sector Launch. So back to 5 cards in hand. You then summon the White Dragon by banishing the black, which lets you use Chaos Space, banish it, turn the black to bottom deck to draw one. So we have another Effect Veiler, just symbolizing a blank card. So at this point, we're at 4 blank cards, Boot Sector Launch. You then link 2 into Romulus. Going Chainlink 1, Dragonian Knight Romulus, Chainlink 2, White Dragon Wyver Burster. So you add the Black Dragon back to hand, and you add the Dragon Ravine. So up to 7 cards in hand at this point, and we haven't even normal summoned yet. So next, you go Dragon Ravine, Ravine effect. Either you can discard one of the blank cards, or you can discard the Black Dragon, depending if you want to keep follow-up in your hand or not. But for this, we'll discard the Black Dragon. So you discard that, send the Absoluter. Absoluter effect, you get to add the Tracer. Next, Boot Sector Launch. Boot Sector Launch effect to special summon. Summon the Tracer. Then you can go Tracer effect, target the boot, destroy it to summon a Recharger from deck. So at this point, we're locked to Darks from the Escher deck. It does suck if you get Nibiru to this point, but we're able to get a pretty strong board. We've already hit all our pieces we need to do that. So we can go link 1 into Guard Dragon Pisty, and then link 2 into Quad Boral Dragon. So now that we have our arrows set up for Pisty, we're going to use Pisty effect. We just need to target any Dark Dragon, so we'll just target the Recharger we used before. We'll then link 2 into a Delindrius Dragon. We're going to use Quad Boral effect, and we're going to target the Delindrius, discarding our Effect Veiler. So we're up to our 3 original starting cards in hand, or back to it anyway. So we're going to destroy the Delindrius, allowing us to special summon the Recharger and the Tracer back from our graveyard. Delindrius effect activates because we summoned a Rocket while I was in the graveyard. So special summons is banished when we leave the field. Now, you've got enough. You can go link 5 into a Borland Dragon. You can use Borland effect, targeting the Rocket Recharger and the Tracer in your graveyard. Special summon it back. And then you can synchro into a Borload Savage. Savage effect gets to equip. It gets 2 counters and 600 attack. So that's the first combo. You have a monster negate that your opponent can't respond to, and an Omni negate, as well as you still have 3 cards in hand. So this other combo is pretty simple. It's pretty conservative, very to its roots Dragon Link. All you need is a way to get 2 dragons on the field. Slightly safer, it's going to be our preferred way, as well as a way to Rocket Tracer, which we're going to use Quick Launch in this case. And then we just have our 3 other cards in hand, symbolized by the 3 Ash Blossom. So you're going to normal summon the Safer, use this effect, add the Black Dragon Clap Serpent to hand. Special the Clap Serpent by banishing the Safer, link 1 into Striker Dragon. Chain 1 Striker Dragon, chain 2 Clap Serpent, so you're going to add the Wyver Burster and the Boot Sector Launch. You're going to then special the Wyver Burster by banishing the Clap Serpent, link 2 into Hermetic Seal and Heavenly Spheres. What Sphere is going to let you do here is not only have an interruption on your opponent's turn, it also helps us have a bit of follow-up if your opponent has Nibiru. So what you can do is, if it's tributed by Nibiru, you can summon something like Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon or Double Disruptor Dragon, and you're able to get an interruption on the board anyway. You're then going to play Quick Launch to summon the Rocket Tracer from your deck. If you're in this exact scenario and you had the Tracer in hand instead of the Quick Launch, you just be able to special summon it with a Boot Sector Launch effect anyway. Activate Boot, Tracer effect, target the boot, destroy it, summon the Recharger from deck, And then you're able to synchro into a Borreload Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon will equip the Striker for 1 counter, which isn't crazy for negates, but, I mean, it's still live. And then you end your turn, you have still 3 cards in hand, and you have 2 interruptions for your opponent's board. So that could be up to 5, depending on the cards in your hand. If you're worried about Albaz fusing away your board, if your opponent's playing Branded Despia or any variant of Fallen of Albaz, like even Branded Tier, there's a pretty easy way to play around it with this board. Because either they're going to normal summon the Albaz if they don't know what they're doing, and that way if you just normal summon Albaz, either they use effect, which they don't have to in this case, and they discard for no reason, or they won't use effect. So you just, on the summon, chain Heretic Seal, and then you can bounce the Albaz. So, because even if they activate the effect, Albaz has to fuse with itself on the field in order to resolve, and then because it's in hand, is no longer able to do that. The other alternative is your opponent knows what they're doing, and they set Fallen of Albaz. Because you can still fuse with face-down monsters, when they get back to open game state, they will be able to contact fuse away your entire board here. However, there is something we can do about it. Seals just needs to bounce a face-up card. Doesn't have to be your opponent. So what we do is, on set, they have no quick effect. We go Heretic Seal effect, tribute itself for cost. On resolution, return Striker Dragon to hand. On new chain, Heretic Seal effect to summon a dragon from deck. We summon our Grand Tusk Dragon that we talked about in the last video. Grand Tusk Dragon effect, destroy their set card. Either it's an Albaz or they bluffed it, like it's something like a Luber, which is fine because we've still gotten rid of their normal summoner set, and then the only thing that really gets them out of it is having Branded Fusion, and we have the Borreload Savage to negate that, as well as any cards we have remaining left in hand. So that's just a quick tidbit. If you are fearing the Albaz, it's not that big of a deal. You are able to deal with it in Dragon Link fairly easily. So those are just a few of the combos you can sort of wet your teeth with if you're just getting into Dragon Link. When you have more extenders in your hand and more things to do, you can either end with additional interruptions in your hand, i.e. like when we had the Ash Blossoms in hand, or you can have powerful trap cards like Rivalry of Warlords, which, as you notice, everything we put on the field was a dragon at the end of the turn, so Rivalry of Warlords is pretty good. It hurts a lot of other decks right now, but Dragon Link is able to play under it just fine. Last thing is, if you have a bunch of extenders, you get like 3 or 4 dragons onto the board instead of the 2 that we start the combo. What you're able to do, you're able to set up the Heretic Seal first before you go into your Guard Dragon Pisty and Quad Boral Dragon play. So the neat thing about Quad Boral, it points down, but it also points left. So you're able to just set up the same thing like this. You summon back the Dark Dragon, you go into Delindrius in this zone, and then you're able to put the Boral End in the Boral Savage under the Heretic Seal, giving you 3 interruptions instead of the 2. And Boral End is a pain to deal with. It's hard to get off the board depending on the deck you're playing against. So that's all I have for this video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.